I'd like to focus on some of the finer points of Lesson 1. We're going to talk about preparing your nib for lettering, as well as the different pen holders available for pointed pen calligraphy. The first type of pen holder is a straight pen holder, where you put the nib directly into the pen, and the second is an oblique pen holder, where you put the nib into a flang on the side of the pen, and the flang is either metal or plastic. I prefer the metal flang because I feel it gives more give for the nib, so you can achieve better thicks and thins. If you're a lefty, you probably want to start with the straight pen holder, but if you're a righty, I suggest you start with the oblique pen holder, because the flang holder puts the nib at the right angle to the paper to achieve that 55 degrees you want for copperplate. I still use the flanged holder for contemporary or modern calligraphy, and I can achieve lettering that's even straight up and down. I find that it puts the nib at just the right angle to do great flourishing, achieve really nice hairlines with no shakiness, and also prevent snags and catches. This is the Hero 41 nib, which I'll be using for all of the lessons until we get up to the flourished copperplate capitals. I'll use the Nico G nib for the flourished capitals because I find it produces better flourishing and smoother lines, and it's a little bit more refined. But this is the Hero 41. When you put the nib into the holder, if you take a piece of paper and line it up with the center of the pen, you then want to make sure that your point touches the paper. Then you know that your nib is in the right position for lettering. However, you can't letter with a brand new nib without preparing it and removing the protective coating. It may still provide some good inks, but it also probably will take the ink off of the pen faster than it would if you had prepared it, and also it won't be as fluid. There's two ways to do this. The first is to use a small flame and very quickly go over both the top and the bottom of the nib to take off the coating. You want to make sure that you do it quickly and don't hold the flame over it for too long, or you could remove all of the coating and it will prematurely corrode your nib and won't last as long. There, so it should be ready just like that. And you can see that the ink flows nicely. The second way is a little less delicate, but I simply put some saliva into a paper towel, and then I wrap the paper towel around the nib and use the saliva to wipe both the front and back of the nib very gently. Some people used to put the nibs in their mouth and suck off the coating, but I wouldn't recommend that because I don't know where they've been stored or what's touched them. It's the enzymes in your saliva that remove the coating. And then your pen should be ready for lettering. I hope you found this useful, and I hope to see you on the forum. Thanks for joining us.